Catholic Church. They do such a wonderful job. So many good things for our diocese. And he was talking about environmental justice. Why do we call it like that? Environmental justice. Well, Pope Francis has all the answers. He says this, and I quote: "We must not forget the grave social consequences of climate change. It is the poorest who suffer the worst consequences. Therefore, the issue of climate change is a matter of justice. It is also a question of solidarity that must never be separated from justice." So it's very clear, it affects who? Mostly the poor. So it's a matter of justice. But does it only affect the poor? No, it affects everyone. And this is why, according to most serious scientists, climate change is not one of the most important issues, but it is the most important issue that we are facing today. As simple as that. Any other issue is irrelevant if we don't have a place to live. I think that makes sense to me. Okay? Because, it's sad, but it is a fact. Some people, don't want to admit that. Hopefully they will change their mind. But we are destroying this beautiful world that God created for all of us. And it doesn't, again, just affect all of us, but it also affects, future generations, your children, your grandchildren. So we need to ask ourselves, what kind of world we want to leave for them? And most importantly, what are we going to do about it? That's very important. Last weekend, I talked to you about another very, very important issue that is affecting so many people, so many of the people that we love. Remember what? Another crisis. Remember what it was? I can repeat everything if you want, if you have time. I don't think you want that. The opioid crisis. Okay? And what are we going to do? Oh, just pray about it. No. I insist all the time. We do not come to church just to pray. That is a big no. Okay? Prayer, the Eucharist, it should give us the impulse to act. Okay? It should lead us to action. When we live here, we need to see how in my neighborhood, wherever I go, how am I going to make the kingdom of God present? The kingdom of God is not just heaven. We start tasting heaven right here, my friends. That's the teaching of the church. So again, what are we going to do? Well, he mentioned it. We want to create this environmental justice committee here in our parish, because there are so many things that we can do, but we need to be organized. We need to plan everything. I was just thinking about, we're building the roof in the festival area, and so we're thinking probably about putting solar panels. Who has solar panels at home? Okay, we need to. I don't know too much about that, but that's one of the things. And there's so many other things, and we cannot do everything. So that's why we need to focus. We need to, organize ourselves. And so I encourage, those of you who would like to join this committee. And let me ask, who is involved in a ministry here in the church? Raise your hand, because I know many of you are. Okay. So thank you for serving the church. But I especially encourage those who are not involved in any committee, to join this committee. And especially the youth. Raise your hand, those who are young. Father, you're young. Raise your hand. But you stay here. Think about your children, your grandchildren. What are we gonna do? We cannot be wasting time. So we need to act now. But again, the priests cannot do everything by themselves. So I'm so thankful, for hopefully joining this committee. So I'll be outside for any questions, and Hector, and again, thank you for being here, and thank you for your patience and for always being willing to listen. God bless you.
So the environmental justice group where we're looking to start would focus on mainly looking at what we can do to help the parish, what we can do to have the parish go more green, and then looking at our own personal lives, what we can do as far as looking to live more sustainably with nature. So we take our direction from Catholic social teachings. There are 7 tenets of the Catholic social teachings, and one of them is caring for God's creation. So what that says is that we, as people of earth, people of the church, that we're responsible, and we have responsibility to take care of this planet. We've been given this earth by God, and part of our responsibilities are being good stewards for this planet, making sure that we leave this planet better off than what we received it as. Okay, make sure that for future generations that this planet here is sustainable and it's still healthy. And to live in a way that we don't take from the earth, but we live in harmony with the earth. So again, I invite you after services, we're going to be outside. Those who are interested, we're going to have a sign up to start this group here, and hopefully we can get a good turnout. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you all.